pull off something they haven't achieved so far this season, they're going to have to beat any team in the top four. That team is, of course, Birmingham. Will the league runners-up go the same way as the league champions? Let's cross to the commentary box and Mike Shaft.
Thank you very much indeed, Dominic. Yep, here we are at Wembley, and let's take a look at the full lineups of both teams, starting off with the Birmingham Bullets. And the lineup for the Bullets reads Dorsey, Perkins, Sims, Kirk, Lloyd, Allen, Coleman, Haslam, Casaglia and Flournoy. And Mike Finger is going to go with this as a starting lineup. It will be Tony Dorsey wearing 6, Reggie Kirk wearing 9, Nigel Lloyd wearing 11, Coleman wearing 13, and Haslam wearing 14. And the lineup for the Manchester Giants will be Swain, Craven, Tresvant, Larrick, New, McLaughlin, Hogarth wears 21, Churchwell 22, Baker and Bernard. And Jim Brandon, in his 4th Wembley appearance in a row, will start with Danny Craven wearing 10, Larrick wearing 12, Michael New wearing 15, Churchwell wearing 22, and Ronnie Baker wearing 23. Wembley is set, and so are we. The ball is about to go up. There it is. The tip belongs to H.L. Coleman, and the Bullets have the first offense of the 1997-98 Wembley Championships. Billy Mims has joined me courtside. Billy, what sort of a game can we expect here tonight?
I think this is going to be high-octane basketball from two very hungry teams.
Reggie Kirk with a nice fadeaway. We have the betting, and the bookies say Birmingham Bullets are favorites to win this one by 7 points. Bullets by 7, we'll see. Ronnie Baker has it as the Giants look to set up. Churchwell at the top, puts it up for 3. Doesn't get there, rebound. Dorsey. And Dorsey breaks out. Dorsey, little shake and bake. Looks to go all the way. Is good. Big play by Dorsey.
That's vintage Tony Dorsey, and you can see right off the bat that Tony Dorsey is aggressive. He's attacking the basket. Great baseline jumper. Look at that soft touch.
Ronnie Baker on the ball. Baker for 3. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Chris Haslam. And here come the Bullets again. Nigel Lloyd has H.L. posting up. Doesn't go to him. Dorsey for the 3. It's good! Tony Dorsey is off to a flyer here at Wembley.
We've got 7 quick points, a 7-0 lead by the Bullets, and as I said, high-octane energy.
And finally, Manchester able to reply through Michael New.
That is right off the bat there. The Giants have done what Mark Robinson and I said before the game. Michael New's got to get shots tonight to help the Giants win this game.
Haslam dribbles it off his own foot, gets it back from Reggie. Walked with it, they say. Haslam, somebody came to help defense game.
Hey, Mike, I got to make a comment, too. If we can get a shot at the referees, we got Trevor Powell and Keith Bruce, but they're really looking good. Look at this red and black new uniforms for the Budweiser League referees tonight.
Nice move by Larrick. Doesn't get there. Rebound. Baker had it. Larrick drives. Oh, what a move by Larrick. Doesn't get there. Michael New pulls it in. Let's see what they say.
I tell you, the Giants look a bit tentative right now with their shots, Mike. They don't really seem to be flowing. The only really good shot they had was Michael New's jump shot that went down. Brett Larrick made a nice drive to the basket, but again, looked a bit tentative as he released it. So I think the Giants have been a little bit nervous in the start. The Bullets are hungry.
Foul is called on Chris Haslam. This is Michael New going to the line for 2. First one is good. Michael New, of course, came to Manchester this season. Last season played with the Newcastle Eagles. Gets them both.
He's had 2 very good seasons in British basketball as well, Mike. He had a great year last year with the Newcastle Eagles. Big off-season signing for the Giants.
Nigel Lloyd. Dorsey for 3. Doesn't get there. H.L. with a nice tip. Ooh, Alan Rodman, that one. Oh, HL drives, gets it back to Nigel. Doesn't get there, rebound Churchwell. Here come the Giants again. Larrick has the ball, the lead pass to New. New with an easy layup, fails to get there. Reggie Kirk on the ball, 3-on-1 break up for three. Doesn't get there. Oh.
Great rebound by Danny Craven there, Mike. Just went up strong and got the big rebound.
Double dribble. Double dribble by Ronnie Baker.
Good call there. He was coming down the floor. He lost a bit of control. If you look at the replay right here, watch it, fans. He picks it up. Oh, we missed it there. He was behind somebody when it happened, but he put the ball with his right hand, stopped, caught it, dribbled it with the left. Double dribble, good call by the officials.
Nigel Lloyd took a shot to the mouth there, has been making sure his front teeth are okay. Oh, nice move by Nigel Lloyd. Tough play. Nigel will go to the line for two. That's Nigel Lloyd basketball right
You took
there.
the words right out of my mouth, Mike. To start the game, we've already had vintage Tony Dorsey. Now we just saw, look at this, vintage Nigel Lloyd here. Great control. He gets a step past Churchwell. Churchwell has no choice but to foul him.
Nigel Lloyd going to the line for two. Nigel's 73% shooter on the season. Gets the first.
He don't miss many of them at the line, Mike, especially in pressure situations. Nigel generally misses when there's no pressure on him. If it's a pressure situation in a big game, expect Nigel to make them.
Gets the first two.
What do they call him, Mike? Money man, right? Nigel is a money man in the big game and the money's on the line.
It's a 5-point ball game, 9 points to 4. We've got 6 minutes, 38 left to play in the first. Something away from the ball, see who it's on.
That's a good call there. Nigel Lloyd down there was holding Michael New as he was trying to cut through. The Giants are running a little triangle offense, which I think is good because if you can get the ball inside, you've got a chance to beat the Bullets. Here we are from up top. Great camera angle here as they pass the ball. Michael New's trying to cut through, but he's being held by Nigel Lloyd on the basket.
Baker has it. Baker pops it back into the middle to Michael New. It's good for two.
Almost a three there. I didn't know Michael had that kind of range, but he stepped up and stroked that one pretty nicely.
Lloyd. Gives it back to Dorsey. Here's H.L. Coleman. Still waiting for our first substitutions in this game. From deep down, Reggie Kirk drains the three.
Well, the Bullets shoot more three-pointers than any team in the country, and they do it well because they got great shooters. They are a perimeter-oriented basketball team. They've got 4 shooters on the floor now, in Kirk, Lloyd, Coleman, and Dorsey. Haslam probably the only guy who won't take a three tonight.
Oh, he will. We'll see.
Come on, Mike. I don't know about that one now.
Oh, that's off left. We can see that from here. Dorsey with the outlet pass to Reggie. Is good. What an assist by Tony Dorsey.
Manchester making a couple of mistakes here early in this game. You cannot get in a three-point shooting battle with the Bullets. That's what set up this fast break. Robert Churchwell attempted the quick three, missed. They got the long outlet to Kirk, 2 easy points for the Bullets.
14 points to 6. Bullets with the lead. Churchwell has the ball to Larrick. Nice screen set by Ronnie Baker. And now Churchwell along the baseline. Foul is on Nigel. I think that's going to be 2 early ones on Nigel. Yep.
That's a tough foul on the Bullets because Nigel Lloyd is the proverbial coach on the floor. They need his leadership out there. Here's a good look at the play. Almost the exact same thing that Nigel Lloyd gave us on the other end. Robert Churchwell gets a step on Nigel. Nigel fouls him.
Timeout has been called. Let's go down and take a listen to what Coach Mike Finger is going to say to his guys.
Let's go. Okay, listen now. You can't afford a lot of help from Nigel now because he's got 2. We got to be smart with that now. We got to be smart. Okay? Now listen. We're going to go 2-3 right now. Make and miss. Make and miss. Okay, so missed shot, we're man-to-man. Made shot, we're 2-3. Okay, down here on offense, if they are in the zone again, okay, and it starts out as a 3-2, but once it goes to the wing, they drop into a 2-3. We're going to run corner again, but watch for the high post flash. Watch for the high post flash if they're denying the pass back to Nigel. Okay?
Okay, there's Coach Mike Finger and some of the numbers from those first minutes of the first quarter. And 3 for 3 Birmingham from the 2-point line. 2 for 2 free throws. Michael New has all the Manchester points so far.
Well, Mark Robinson and I said in the pregame piece that we feel like Michael New's got to take shots tonight, and they got to get offense from him. But they need offense from a lot of guys. Brett Larrick's got to step up. Ronnie Baker's got to give them some strong scoring tonight. Robert Churchwell needs his consistent 25 points. If they don't get those things all around, Michael New can't carry this team on his shoulders.
Churchwell going to the line for his first 2 of the ball game. First one is good. Churchwell, another 73% shooter.
Here's a guy that I just can't understand here. Robert Churchwell this season, I think, has been one of the premier players in this league, and he did not make Budweiser All-Star team.
Billy, I'm with you. You'll get no argument from me on that.
Mike, I thought he might have even been a Player of the Year candidate. Had he have played for a team that won more games in the league, he probably would have been. But not to even make the All-Star team is a crime.
Haslam has it. Boy, there's a mismatch on the post. Oh, Dorsey! What a play, Tony Dorsey!
Mike Shaft, how many times have you seen Tony Dorsey in Budweiser League basketball do this? I've said time and time again, nobody draws contact and finishes better than Tony Dorsey. He gets bumped, he gets knocked down, he gets pushed, he gets fouled, but he always seems, for the young fans out there, young players watching, he finishes the play under soft control and comes away from all that physical contact with a shot that has a chance to go in.
Doesn't get the extra point, but the Bullets lead it by 7. 15 points make that 16 points to 8.
And this is what we get out of Robert Churchwell, Mike. He's done this all year. He's very, very good at this first step, getting a little bit of an advantage and drawing contact. The last 2 possessions for the Giants, that's what he's done.
Foul is on H.L. Coleman. They say it was before the shot. The outlet, Ronnie Baker has it. Oh, Nigel has got to be careful here. Nice spin. Danny Craven. Oh, yeah!
Great pass by Ronnie Baker. What a feed. Ronnie Baker, you know, he played 3 years of point guard for me. I think he's the best English point guard in the country, one of the best, period, in the country. He makes the play with penetration, kick to Craven, Craven finishes with the dunk.
Dorsey has it again. Same defensive duty. Dorsey kicks it back this time. Nigel lines up the 3. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Michael New. And here come the Giants again. Churchwell is open. Churchwell gets it. Oh, pretty play. Another excellent assist by Ronnie Baker.
Ronnie Baker's having a great game so far. He's got his head up. He sees the open floor. What a pass, and finds Churchwell for the easy 2.
Dorsey with the spin move. Doesn't get there that time. And here come the Giants again. Ronnie Baker keeps it alive. Larrick is good for 2.
He is very good in that position. When you give Brett Larrick an open look from 6 or 8 feet, you better count those 2 points. The Giants have got they're waving the crowd on their feet here at Wembley, Mike.
Mike Finger has called the timeout. And we're going to go down and take a listen to what he's going to say. Good comeback by the Giants. Here's Mike.
They're doubling. Let's get it out. Make sure you find an open man, okay? They're really collapsing on you, Tony. Find those guys on the perimeter, pass out. We got to have a little more board action as well. We got to get our ass back on defense. Listen, hey, we're okay. Listen now, we're all right. We're going 2-3 all the time. 2-3 all the time on defense, okay? We got to get back in transition and control the glass, okay? Be a little too on offense. Here we go. Let's go, Purple. Pick it up. Tighten up the defense, Purple.
Well, the Manchester fans are partying here tonight. I believe we've got something like 400 or 500 Manchester fans in the house. Bullets fans looking a little depressed at the moment, but I don't think they need to worry. Manchester on a 6-0 run at the moment. 6-0 run for the Manchester Giants.
Mike, you know this game is a game of runs. The Bullets started off 7-0, great run. Then Manchester answered. Now Manchester's had a 6-0 run, and it's a 2-point game.
Reggie Kirk is short. Rebound Dorsey. Dorsey rejected by Danny Craven.
Danny Craven has come to play.
Hey, listen, I felt it coming into this. Danny Craven in the last few games has been one of the big differences in this Giants performance.
Well, I think Jim Brandon made an excellent decision in starting the big English center, and he's really taking it to heart and come to play for the Giants tonight.
Reggie goes down the middle. Haslam is long. Foul is called on Reggie Kirk.
I tell you what, Ronnie Baker creates so many of those situations. You know, you're going to hear me talk about him a lot tonight because I know him so well. But what Ronnie Baker did in that situation, he is going to get the basketball. Here's a good-looking fake. He gets the ball so quickly, and it gets the ball on the floor and up the floor so quickly, you almost have to foul him. He creates situations where if you don't foul me, then I'm going to get the ball up the court. We're going to get a quick shot.
Bullets have made the first substitution with 3 minutes 24 left to play in the first. In the ball game for the first time, Fab Flournoy.
Very important statistic here, Mike. The Manchester Giants are in the bonus for the next 3 minutes and 24 seconds, where the Bullets are not. If the Giants will continue to attack the basket and try to draw fouls, they could shoot a few free throws before this quarter ends.
We are tied at 16 apiece. It was an 8-point lead for the Bullets. Nigel Lloyd gets it out to Fab Flournoy, and Chris Haslam comes to get it.
And the Giants have switched defenses now. They're going man-to-man. They've been running a 3-2 matchup zone.
Danny Craven with the big defensive play. Thought there might have been a bit of contact there. Broken up by Haslam, and they say Michael New got a hand on it as well.
This is good. This could be a good replay. I'd like to see this because I'm not too sure here. I think Haslam knocked that ball out of bounds. I believe the Giants got one taken away from them there because generally guys that are going for layups don't try to knock the ball out of bounds.
Haslam has it to Nigel Lloyd. And Reggie pops out, up for three. It's good.
These guys just don't quit shooting the ball, do they? They're going to probably, for the viewers, great play there. Nice reversal of the basketball, spot up by Kirk. But, Mike, I got a feeling it's going to be bombs out at the OK Corral.
Well, I have to say that I said this before in commentary. Mike Finger gives his guys permission to miss the three-pointer. It's something I know you do with your team. You can't get in guys' faces if they miss it. You know, the only way you're going to make it is to have a go.
Hey, there's an old saying, you live by the three, die by the three, and I think Birmingham has experienced a bit of both this year, but far more winning than losing.
Doesn't get there. Nice tip. Dorsey has the ball in the ball game for the first time. John Tresvant, another one of your former players. Fab, nice play. What a pass, Nigel Lloyd.
Manchester Giants defensively, they were a bit lost in that transition. They didn't see Fab Flournoy, and he got the easy layup. I tell you, John Tresvant's out there on the floor. He and Ronnie Baker have an awful lot of heart.
Both your guys, they played with you a couple of years down there with the Greater London Leopards.
First two championships that I've won in British basketball, I had that guy, John Tresvant, and Ronnie Baker helping me to big victories for silverware. I think they've got the experience, the know-how from their time with us. They'll be very big factors in tonight's game.
I think they had some know-how before you at that time with you as well, Billy.
Yeah, but they didn't win any silverware before then, Mike. There's a big difference in know-how and silverware. I tell you what,
and John White and Eric Bill.
I tell you what, once you win some silverware, it makes you a lot hungrier for more.
I agree. Danny Craven goes to the bench. Tresvant picking up foul number 1. 1:38 left to play.
Let's see, we had a 16-all basketball game, and we get a good three by Kirk and a layup by Flournoy, and it's back to a 5-point Bullets lead.
Reggie along the baseline, doesn't get there. Oh, and that's a green ball. Reggie kind of walked in there as well, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a good call there. Certainly ball went out of bounds, and it's Manchester's shot here. They've got to be smart. Manchester needs to be in transition when they get rebounds, and otherwise they got to come down and attack the basket here and get good shots in the paint.
Tell me a little bit about this this Bullets defense. Seems like a kind of a zone. The guys working hard.
They're running a 2-3 zone.
Oh, my
Great
goodness.
baseline by Ron Churchwell. That's the third move he's made on that baseline on the left side. He's been fouled on the first two. This one, he gets all the way to the basket for the layup. Every time he drives the baseline, something good happens for the Giants.
Nigel Lloyd advancing the ball for the Bullets. Bullets lead this one 21-18. HL has it to Reggie. And now Nigel Lloyd. Nigel goes to work. Double pump. That's on the way down, but I think it was going to miss the basket.
Oh, he didn't even have a chance to go in. The ball was way short of the basket. You know, it might have been a shot. Here's a good look at it. The ball's way down in front of the basket, had no chance to go in. And I think when Trezvant caught the ball, it was already below the rim. Therefore, it's not goaltending.
Yeah. Mike Finger.
That's a tough call there.
Looking for the goaltend. Hey, Mike.
You can't get that one back now. There's no way. I mean, we're not using instant replay in British basketball yet, so he's gonna lose this argument. They're gonna have to shoot free throws.
H.L. Coleman will go to the line for 2 on the second foul by John Trezvant. Mike Finger's done a tremendous job with this outfit, hasn't he?
I tell you one thing, everybody says he's a rookie coach, but he's had such a tremendous year. I mean, he came in and took over a team that was established around 2 great veterans, Lloyd and Dorsey. He brought in some really fine players, Kirk, Haslam, H.L. Coleman. And I think what he did was he came in and he said, okay, guys, how should we go about this thing? And he let Nigel and Tony play a big part in a lot of his coaching decisions.
H.L. missing the free throws. Churchwell doesn't get there. Rebound, Nigel Lloyd to Dorsey. Dorsey has Fab in the middle. H.L. Oh, they say offensive foul.
I believe he was there. I believe it's a good call. Looked like Robert Churchwell. If we could get a replay of that, it looks like Robert Churchwell was there just before Coleman made his move to go up. H.L. is such a leaper, Mike. He probably just thought he was just going to high jump right over Robert Churchwell. But Churchwell is a pretty big body.
Coleman's going to go to the bench. Clive Allen coming into the ball game for the first time. Clive Allen, one of the legends of British basketball. Here it is again. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, I definitely think he's there. I think in a situation like that, you got to give the guy the credit for the defensive effort. Coleman's got to make the move either a bit quicker or jump a bit higher.
Okay, I'll bow to your better knowledge on that one. Rebound by Dorsey. Dorsey breaks out with it. Dorsey turns to the official, complains that he's been manhandled a bit. 17 seconds left to play in the first. Nigel Lloyd will hold for this final shot. Remember, the Bullets lead this one 21 points to 18. Yes, Nigel kicks it out. Well, we got foul called on Ronnie Baker, I think. 7 seconds.
That's a tough call for the Giants there because it's going to be bonus situation. So Nigel Lloyd is going to shoot 2 free throws here. And I mean, Ronnie sort of trips there. I think we get the foul on John. I mean, they call it on Baker, but if there was a foul, it might have been Trez. And it is Trez, it looks like. I'm not really sure. I'd like to really know, did we get that foul on Trezvant? Yeah, it must be there. 3rd personal foul on John. And one thing I can tell you about John, he plays as hard as anybody in the country. He's got as much heart as anybody in the country, but he also fouls probably more and quicker than anybody in the country.
Nigel Lloyd is having some kind of problems. The official's giving him a couple of seconds. Not quite sure what it is.
Well, it was something with his leg there when he sort of made that cut around Baker. I noticed he was limping a little bit, like he twisted something, an ankle or something. But if you look there, we get a great shot of those wonderful Nigel Lloyd legs and his lucky shoes. I think those are his lucky shoes. But he certainly seemed to pull something or twisted something, and he's limping a little.
7 seconds. Ronnie Baker has it. Shot clock is at 5. Baker drives. Whistle on the play. It's on Clive Allen.
And there is a foul.
Let's see who they're going to say. No, they say Nigel Lloyd. That's 3 on Nigel.
It's 3 fouls.
3 on Nigel Lloyd.
This is with only 7 seconds left in the quarter. I said, yep, Nigel pushed him from behind. Now, at the end of the day, that's such a judgment call, but Nigel Lloyd is a veteran. He should be smart enough to keep his hands off Ronnie Baker. Ronnie is past him. There are 3 seconds left in the quarter, and you've got a 5-point lead. Why put your hand on Baker's back? Keith Bruce, I think Trevor Poughton was on top of the call there. Trevor blew the whistle as he saw Nigel put his hand on his back, and Ronnie Baker's going to get a chance to narrow this gap.
Ronnie Baker, 72% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Ronnie Baker, of course, England international. What a tremendous player. Doesn't get the second. They're going to take another one. Somebody into the paint too soon.
Not only is Ronnie an England international player, Mike, but last year here at Wembley at the Final Four last year, he was presented the English Basketball Fair Play of the Year award. So the top award given to an English player in this country for basketball. So he is one of the all-time best.
Baker does get the second one. 3 seconds left to play. Dorsey has it, gets it to Fab, throws it away. In fact, didn't touch Fab.
Ball's going to be under the basket with 3 seconds. If Brandon and the Giants have a play here, they could take this into a 1-point game or possibly even a tie.
Fab saying he touched it. Yeah, I think he did. Nigel Lloyd is on the bench getting some treatment, as you can see, icing the knee.
That might be what he twisted in, because he certainly came out of that spin limping.
Okay, the ball is in. Baker has it. Baker down the middle. It's good! Buzzer beater by the Giants. And they cut it to a 1-point ball game. It's 23 points to the Birmingham Bullets. 22 to the Manchester Giants. And what a ball game we've got going on here. It's game one of a big 3-game weekend. Join us some more right after this. Reggie Kirk, he's going to have to get going in this one. Let's take a look at some of the numbers on that first quarter. 3 for 8 3-pointers, and Manchester yet to make a 3.
Yeah, but I think Manchester doesn't need to make threes to win this game, Mike. They cannot get caught up. They're 7 for 14 2-points, and they're 8 for 8 at the line. They need to go inside, draw fouls, and get high percentage shots.
And let's take a look at what's happening on the boards. Pretty close.
Well, 12 rebounds by the Bullets, 10 by Manchester. No big difference. The Bullets do have 5 offensive rebounds, but that tends to come when you take a lot of threes. Turnovers not bad for either team, and no bench scoring to speak of.
Nigel Lloyd does not start the second half of this ball game. And Dorsey has the ball. Now Dorsey is probably going to advance the ball while Nigel is on the bench.
Now the tallest point guard in British basketball, Tony Dorsey, at 6'7". He's a Magic Johnson type point guard.
H.L. Coleman on the wing. H.L. drives, gives it up to Fab. It's good for 2.
That was just too easy that time. Manchester running that 3-2 matchup zone. Got the ball to the basket too quickly, too easily.
Getting up the court phenomenally quickly.
Churchwell. Larrick has it. Larrick for no points. The 2. Somebody in the paint got a tip. McLaughlin.
Excellent rebound and stick back there by Steve McLaughlin. But again, I don't think Brett Larrick and the Giants want to get into a 3-point shooting contest with the Birmingham Bullets.
Reggie Kirk has it to Dorsey. Back to Reggie. Opens up in the middle for Reggie. Reggie, nice move. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Clive Allen. Has it taken away by Ronnie Baker.
Look at my boy there on the floor, diving, pushing the ball up the floor. Vintage Ronnie Baker.
Let's see which way we're going to go. We're going to go Bullets ball.
Great individual effort defensively on that last possession. Clive Allen had a big-time offensive rebound for the Bullets, and Baker at 5'8" just took it away from him.
Dorsey.
Reggie down low, back to Dorsey. Dorsey for the 3 is good.
That 3-2 matchup zone cannot give Birmingham those good looks.
It's a 4-point ball game, 28 to 24. Bullets with the lead. Churchwell has the ball. Churchwell for 3 short. Rebound Dorsey. And here comes the Bullets again. Reggie Kirk calls for it, gets it. Reggie with a little crossover, gets a screen by Clive Allen. Clive doesn't roll to the hole. It's still with Reggie now. Fab Flournoy to Dorsey. Dorsey back to Reggie. And now Dorsey gives it up to Fab. Fab, nice move. Nice move, Fab Flournoy.
6 points early in this game. Big impact from Fab Flournoy. And, you know, he's normally a defensive player, rebounder, workaholic out there. But now he's becoming an offensive player and giving him some contribution.
Oh, what a block by H.L. Coleman. Whoa. Yes, Churchwell gives it up to McLaughlin, and another block, this time by Fab Flournoy. The Bullets defense has been turned up. There's Dorsey to H.L. Doesn't get there. Oh, he's out of court. Larrick was out of court.
Off the feet.
Whoa! exciting ball or what?
He's not quite sure about that either. Brett Larrick looks a little bit confused there, like thinking maybe with that cheeky grin of his, he might have got away with one, but he didn't.
Okay, ball coming in from the end line. Needs to get it in, gets it to Clive Allen. And now Reggie will control. Dorsey. Dorsey for Clive. Whistle on the play.
Whistle goes again.
Clive sneaked in there blind side.
Well, Michael New needed some help there. Again, Manchester Giants are running a 3-2 matchup zone. Steve McLaughlin too far out there, wide to the corner, guarding nobody, when he should have stayed back and helped Michael New.
Ball to come in from the end line. It's a 6-point ball game. Bullets with the lead. Somebody better go get it. Gonna be a 5-second. Whoa, that was close. Dorsey for the 3. Doesn't get there. Safe foul is on. I think it's on HL. Yes, it is. Make that another one on HL.
Is that his third? That's his third foul. That's H.L. Coleman's third personal foul. 2 starters for the Birmingham Bullets now have picked up 3 personal fouls. 3 on H.L. Coleman, 3 on Nigel Lloyd. For most teams, that might be a real big problem. But for the Bullets, they're so smart, and they play a lot of zone defense. They can come back and make sure that they don't foul people in the second half.
Jason Swain is into the ball game for the first time for the Manchester Giants. On the ball now, there's Brett Larrick. Larrick for 3, all string.
Clive Allen was the guy in the zone that was supposed to come out there and get him. He just got there too slow. If Brett Larrick is open, he can bury him.
One of the problems now for the Bullets is Manchester have 2 bona fide 3-point shooters out there in Swain and Larrick. Foul is called on Jason Swain.
The Giants came back down the floor that time in man-to-man defense. I think they gave up a couple of easy baskets in the zone, and without Nigel Lloyd on the court, they decided to go back to man.
There's Nigel Lloyd, he's back. 3 fouls, dangerous.
Well, I tell you, if I'm Jim Brandon right now, I get Ronnie Baker in the game quickly, because Ronnie Baker is so quick that Nigel Lloyd is either going to have to foul him to stop him or let him go. And as we saw right at the end of the first quarter, if you let Ronnie go to the hole, he can finish the play.
Tony Dorsey still not made a free throw here tonight. 0 for 3. He does already have 10 points, however.
Tony Dorsey's going to score. And, you know, he's 0 for 3 now, but by the end of the night, he'll probably be 7 for 10 and right back to 70%.
On the ball, Michael New to Larrick. Larrick has Churchwell. Churchwell for 3 is good. We are tied at 30.
Great penetration from Brett Larrick.
Nigel for 3, doesn't get there. Rebound, Michael New. Michael New gives it back to Larrick. And Churchwell has it. Churchwell for the lead. There it is! The first lead for the Manchester Giants, and Mike Finger has seen enough, wants to talk it over. Manchester Giants fans are happy with what they've seen so far.
The Giants fans are happy, and the Giants players are excited.
Let's go down and take a listen to what Mike Finger's saying.
Okay. Hey, get your ass up and down the floor a little bit. Come on. Make something happen. We're going man to man. Nigel's got Swain. Okay? He penetrates. You got Church. All right? You got Larrick. We got to buckle down defensively and take care of the boards. Getting too many easy shots on us. We're going man now, though. Okay? Our ball. Yeah, it is. Okay. If they're man,
well, apologies, microphone breaking up there. Let's take a look at the point scoring by quarters. First one was a 1-point ball game, 23-22. And in the second, 7-10 three-point game. Birmingham Bullets, you know, they've been here before. They won this whole thing 2 years ago. Do they look mentally here tonight?
Oh, I think so. I mean, at this stage, it's a great game. It's 32-30. How much more could you ask for? This is Final Four basketball. But I also feel like right now, in that timeout, the one thing that we could hear Mike Finger say was, let's go man-to-man. He told his players to get their butts up and down the floor and go man-to-man. They've got 2 starters on 3 fouls, Mike. Man-to-man might not be a good decision.
That's a dangerous decision. Nigel Lloyd is one of the guys on 3 fouls on the floor and on the ball. Nigel gets it down low to Dorsey. Dorsey inside. Great ball movement. Great play by the Bullets.
You know, during that timeout, as we were watching that Birmingham huddle, I leaned over to you and I said, they got to get something out of Chris Haslam. He's had a great year for him, and down the stretch run of the season, he was a guy giving a big offense. Here's the inside feed, nice pass to the middle, kicked it over to Haslam. Great ball movement there, unselfish play by the Birmingham Bullets.
Haslam gets the first. That was foul number 2 on Danny Craven. Now, something we heard Mike Finger say is that he wanted Fab Flournoy, who is his best defensive player, to take Churchwell. Is that a good move?
Well, you got to put your best defensive player on the Giants' best offensive player. So I think, yeah, it's a good move. But at the end of the day, Churchwell so far is playing a relatively normal Robert Churchwell game. He's scoring already 11 points and doing a job.
Nice screen and roll. And then Danny Craven came back down with the ball. Good defense.
Well, I think Danny rushed himself there. He didn't really have control of the ball in the pass from Churchwell, and he tried to do something with the ball before he had it.
Now, what's this Manchester defense?
They've gone back to man-to-man now, and I think they're going to pressure up a little bit, try to keep this lead in their hands, or now tie ball game, but try to get the lead back.
Reggie Kirk has it to Fab. Fab is going to have to take it on his own, and he knocks it down.
I tell you what, he's amazing because, again, most coaches would say you don't even bother about guarding. I heard Kevin Cato say once during the year, you tell you guys don't worry about guarding. But he stepped up and he's got 8 big first-half points for the Bullets.
Offensive board for the Bullets. Fab Flournoy shooting 50% from the field.
Yeah, but he don't take a lot of shots, Mike.
Whistle on the play.
And the other thing is all of Fab Flournoy's shots are good shots. He generally only shoots shots within about 4 feet of the bucket.
Well, coming back into the ball game, Ronnie Baker. Churchwell goes out.
Now this is a good move by Jimmy. Try to give Church a quick blow here, maybe for about a minute and get him back. But bringing Baker back out there will put some pressure on somebody on the Birmingham defense. If Mike Finger still has him in man-to-man, look for Baker to try and attack Nigel Lloyd and force Nigel to pick up that 4th foul.
First one is good for Michael New. 1-point ball game, 34-33.
Michael New's got 7 points in the game for the Giants. If he hits this one, he goes to 8. But again, we said before the ball game, he's got to get shots and he's got to score points.
That's the first miss for Manchester. Now 9 for 10 from the line. Bullets shooting 6 for 11 so far.
I must have jinxed him there, didn't I? Right as I said he needs to make this one to go to 8, he misses.
Fab Flournoy on the ball. Nigel pops out, gets it. Now Reggie has it on the wing. Reggie gets to the elbow, then pops back out. Back to Nigel. Nigel, nice move. He's good for 2.
What he does there is Nigel Lloyd is a bit too tall for Ronnie Baker, and he shoots over him in that position.
And Baker along with that one. Danny Craven got the offensive board. Is looking for a whistle, doesn't get it, but the Manchester Giants keep possession.
I think Danny Craven thought that he was fouled as he rebounded that ball and tried to go back up with it. He was bumped by Chris Haslam, but I think Trevor Powden made a good decision there, and a no call and give the Giants the ball back.
Clive Allen coming back into the ball game, Chris Haslam going out. In fact, they're not going to be allowed to do that because possession belongs to Manchester at the moment. You can only make a substitution when you've got possession of the ball or if it's a foul.
Yeah, but that's a slick move there. Mike Finger got a couple of good words in with Chris Haslam there. So at the end of the day, Mike probably got what he wanted.
Jason Swain has the ball. Larrick goes to get it. Now Larrick having to work on Fab, or Fab having to work on Larrick. Big play, Michael New going to the line for 2. Make for 1.
Draws the foul on
Well, we wanted to get Haslam out of the game. Haslam was forced to come back into the game, and Haslam fouls Michael New as he makes the shot, looking for a three-point play.
Second foul on Chris Haslam. Nice play by Michael New, but even better play by Brett Larrick getting that ball to Michael New.
I tell you the difference I see in the two teams right now at this stage. The Bullets look like they've got a load of pressure on their back. They must win this game. The Giants are just here playing. They're happy to be here. They weren't expected to be here. You know, they were the 8th seed coming in, and after we beat them in game 1 at 9X, they didn't expect to be here, but they've had a lot of fun. They're here, and they're enjoying their presence here.
We are tied at 36.
With 3:40 to go in the first half. What a game!
Nigel Lloyd has it. Reggie Kirk goes back to Nigel Lloyd. Fab Flournoy. Fab kicks it to Reggie. Still Reggie. Shot clock is down to 8. Nigel has it. Shot clock is at 5. Nigel for 3. Is good! What a bucket! Nigel Lloyd.
Unbelievable basket, but again, that's Nigel Lloyd in his entire career.
Now Ronnie Baker has the ball. 3-point lead for the Bullets. On that three-pointer by Nigel Lloyd. Here's Larrick. Larrick works inside, gets it back to Michael New. This is a pretty ugly offense, this one, Coach. Larrick has it, gets it in. Oh boy, that was all wrong. Dorsey!
Great transition by the Birmingham Bullets there. Clive Allen started that with a steal. Tony Dorsey finished it with a dunk.
Birmingham a 5-point lead. 41-36.
Still to come later on, we've got the second semi-final. We've got London Towers players. We've got Thames Valley players here in the house enjoying this ball game. There's Tony Holly in the background. Depish and Steve Oaken, Jimmy, Martin, Gottfried, all there. Rebound Churchwell. That game's still to come live on Sky. Baker has it.
That's a good decision by Ronnie Baker. He pushed it up when they didn't have anything. He got him into their half-court set, got the ball into Michael New.
Michael New with the over-the-shoulder.
Then we've got Michael New goes to 12 points here in the first half, and as Mark Robinson and I said, Michael New is going to be a big offensive factor. If he gets shots and scores points, the Giants have a good chance to win.
We're inside the final 2 of the first half. It's a 1-point ball game, 41-40. Nigel Lloyd has it. Shot clock is down to 7. Nigel for 3 is short, and Nigel gets it back. Nigel Lloyd, they're saying he carried the ball, but Nigel's still in control. Reggie gets it back to Nigel. And now Reggie pops out, drives, fakes, gives it up to Fab. And who's got the ball?
Great defensive play again by Danny Craven there. Big Danny Craven's taking up a lot of space in that paint.
Baker knocks it for a 2-point lead for the Manchester Giants.
The littlest player in British basketball with the biggest heart in the country. Ronnie Baker, again, a big factor, big basket.
Manchester Giants on a 7-0 run. Referees talking to Danny Craven. Dorsey on the ball. Well, it's trail this one by 2. Interesting situation in all the regular season games. Manchester Giants have not beaten the Peugeot Bullets Birmingham.
Well, in the regular season games, they didn't beat the Greater London Leopards either. And they beat us in the last 2 games of the playoffs to get here. I think the Giants are on a roll. They're confident and they're having fun.
Dorsey gets it to Reggie Kirk for the 3. All string. Woo!
You can't give Reggie Kirk those kind of looks. He can bury it with the best of them.
Baker has the ball. Foul is called, is it?
Off the ball foul on Danny Craven.
Danny Craven. You know, they went up. Danny Craven and Clive Allen went up the floor. Danny felt that he'd been hit by Clive, and I don't know if he did something else after that, because he turned to the official and I'd have said something else. What do you make of this first half, Coach?
Well, so far, I think we've got a great performance out of both teams. You got Birmingham doing what they always do, taking a lot of three-pointers, and the Giants are playing pretty smart basketball.
Now, let me ask you this. You mentioned just a couple of seconds ago that Manchester, I said they hadn't beaten the Bullets, you said they hadn't beaten the Leopards, but they beat the Leopards in the playoffs. What was the difference in the Manchester team of the playoffs and the Manchester team pre-playoffs?
That's a really good question, Mike, because, you know, when we got upset by them, everybody asked me how that was possible. I think all season long, the Giants have had a lot of talent. They've got a good coach, they've got a good organization, they've got size, they've got talent, they've got good English players. But what they haven't, they were rebuilding this year when Jimmy came in. He cleaned house at the beginning, brought in a lot of new players, and they've sort of worked to get together. And then as they were about to get together, they went through Brett Larrick's injury, Michael New's injury. So they were out for a period of time and getting worse. But when those guys came back, they lost 6 in a row. But people have to remember, each of those 6 games, the Giants got a bit better. And if you remember, they only lost to these Bullets at the NEC April the 3rd, only a month ago, by 2 points.
Okay, it's a Bullets possession. There's Coach Jimmy Brandon. He's been here 4 times, counting tonight. And before tonight, he has not got into the Sunday game.
Well, I think tonight Jimmy's on a mission. Mike Finger, Jimmy, both two very focused, very good coaches.
Nigel Lloyd is very unhappy with 10 seconds on the shot clock, but Ronnie Baker's really up on Nigel. Shot clock is down to 4, up 4. There it is, the end of the first half. It's a 1-point ball game. It's gone both ways. Bullets came out strong, but then Manchester worked their way back into this one. Nigel Lloyd has 3 fouls, but the Bullets fans still happy with what they've seen so far. Birmingham Bullets 44, Manchester Giants 43 at the half.
And is our first semi-final going to provide us with an upset? Manchester did it against the Greater London Leopards. Can they do it against the Bullets? We'll be back with the second half right after this break. Stay with us. And Mark Robinson now with Sheffield, formerly with Manchester. And Mark, your old side not doing too badly at all.
They're not doing bad at all. I think they've surprised the Bullets. I think the Bullets, like Billy said during the game, they got a little pressure on their back. Where Manchester, they'll just go out there just playing.
And Mark, they started well, didn't Birmingham started well, rather. And Tony Dorsey you picked out as making a good start for them.
I thought because Manchester had Michael Newgard and Tony Dorsey, I thought that was going to be a bit of a problem in terms of one point at this point here where Tony Dorsey just gets this wide open three-pointer where News got his hands down and all of a sudden he puts him up at the end. But it seemed like they didn't take advantage of that, throughout the first 2 quarters, and maybe they'll start doing that in the second half. But they went to a zone, so that kind of, helped Manchester in terms of keeping close.
12 points for Tony Dorsey. He did go quiet there for a little while, Billy, didn't he?
Well, I think, again, the Manchester Giants stepped it up defensively. They made some great runs of their own, but it was all keyed by good defense, mainly by Danny Craven. Big defensive factor. He's 6'11", he weighs about 20 stone, and he's a big body taking up a lot of spot in front of that basket.
Billy, you talked about Ronnie Baker making quite an impression, and Mark, you picked out a couple of things that he was doing well for the Giants, and he brought them back, just took the lead for them just before half-time.
Well, yeah, Ronnie, he's the type of player in the league that you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to take you to the bucket? Is he going to shoot the three-pointer? But more times than enough, he'll shoot that three-pointer when you least expect it. He's quick enough. If Dorsey were to run out right here and guard him, he'd go by Dorsey. So he's got to play back off of him and hope he doesn't shoot it. But Ronnie shoots a good percentage from the three-point line, and that won't be the last one I don't think he'll take today.
9 points so far for Ronnie Baker. Let's take a look at the numbers and see what we can glean from them. In terms of shooting, well, we always expect a big outside game from Birmingham, 38% from them, but Manchester matching them so far, Billy.
Well, Manchester are only 3 for 8 from three-point range, but I think the key to the Giants game so far is 55% shooting in the paint and 91% at the free throw line. 10 of 11 free throws means they've taken the ball to the basket, they've drawn fouls, and they've made them.
Let's have a look at the situation on the boards. Mark, perhaps you can take us through this. 17 to Birmingham as opposed to 21 boards for Manchester, so they clearly have the advantage there.
Definitely. I think the turnovers definitely key in terms of Manchester. They may come back and hurt them in the second half, but if you look at the bench scoring for Birmingham, that's going to play a difference in the second half because Manchester, they're going to have to get some guys on the bench doing some different things because they can't expect those same players to do the same things.
Okay, and
the idea of that bench scoring is that it's all Fab Fanoy. All 8 points of the Birmingham bench have come from Fab Fanoy, one man.
And you don't expect that out of Fab to get all the points from the bench.
Let's take a look at the leadometer. Birmingham off to a good start, and then Manchester coming right back into things, and only just out of it as we go towards half-time, Billy. just down by a point.
I think that the point about the leadometer is that, you know, you never know what's going to happen in the second half. You know, and with this game, I think it's a high-scoring game for a game of this caliber. I think, you know, in a championship game, you don't score a lot of high figures. I mean, you don't get in the 80s, and this game could go into the 80s.
Okay, thanks for now, gentlemen. We'll, of course, keep an eye on Nigel Lloyd's situation. He's injured, remember. But right now, we're going to go courtside to Suzanne Dando.
Thanks very much, Dominic. Well, Wembley certainly is a special place. For those teams that don't make the Final Four, of course, the players still come out in numbers to watch the other teams. With me now is Jason Crump from the Leopards and Ted Berry from the Derby Storm. Two teams, obviously, that got knocked out of the Final Four. But, Jason, a bit of a surprise exit for you for the Leopards at the hands of the Manchester Giants.
Yeah, I'm still getting over it. I know a lot of the team. A lot of our players have gone back to the States now. But it's just, I told myself after we lost, I didn't even want to come in and watch the game, but you know, you got to suck it up. Things happen. You know, Manchester beat us fair and square 2 games, and you know, it's just one of those things. But I'm coming out here, you know, I've got a lot of friends on different teams. I just want to support these guys, and it's a great game already.
Certainly is, but the league title's not a bad thing to have, though, isn't it? But Ted, you pushed, of course, the Birmingham Bullets to a 3rd leg, and you nearly got there.
Yeah, we nearly got there. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they came in that 3rd game and they set the tone early, and we just didn't respond to that. I mean, they came in very physical. Nigel Lloyd and Tony Dorsey, I mean, they're all-stars, and we just really couldn't compete in that 3rd game.
Well, you've had a fantastic season, of course, ahead, but it's your first Wembley Championship. Although a spectator, would you like to be back here next year?
I hope so. I mean, this is a lovely atmosphere. I heard so much about it. That's why I had to stay here and come down and just see what it's about. You know what I mean? Well,
it is a great atmosphere, and you know full too well, Jason. You've seen it all before. But what do you think to the game? Do you have a prediction to make between these 2 teams? It's pretty close.
Right now, it's tough. I do have a prediction. I mean, there's 1 point in it right now. None of the teams actually won a major trophy this year, but I think right now the way Manchester are going, I think I'd go with Manchester. The way they beat us twice, knock us out of this league, so I've got to go with them. Jim Brandon's my ex-coach too. You know, I think I'll go with Manchester.
You're with Manchester. Just quickly, Ted, who are you going for?
I'm going with Birmingham. I mean, they got their veterans, and if it's close, I think Birmingham will pull it out. Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Back to you, Dominic.
Well, Manchester are certainly winning a lot of friends, aren't they? Remember that our 2 guests have also gone for Manchester tonight. They are at the moment just 1 point ahead of Birmingham. The Bullets leading the Giants 44-43. The second half live for you straight after this break. And Mike Sharp.
Well, what an incredible half of basketball action. Manchester Giants sneaked into this playoffs through the back door, down the back alley, call it what you like. And here they are in the first semi-final, living with these Birmingham Bullets, who only just missed the championship by a whisker to Billy Mims's Greater London Leopards. This is just fantastic. Remember, this is just game 1 of a big doubleheader we've got for you live on Sky. Still to come later on. We think the tip-off should be around 9 o'clock. It will be the second semi-final, the hometown London Towers versus the National Cup winning Thames Valley Tigers. What a great shot.
I was just about to say that. What a great photograph there. Robert Churchwell, H.L. Coleman.
Who's got the ball? Larrick. Larrick drives, is long, rebound, HL. And here comes the Bullets again. Reggie, still Reggie. Tough Manchester defense.
In the games that we played against Manchester, Mike, in the quarterfinal series, all 3 games we seemed to play very well in the first half, but I thought Manchester had great second halves in all 3. If they have a great second half here today, could be tough on the Bullets.
Dorsey, shot clock at 1. Oh, what an offense by the Bullets. Shot clock got down to 1, and Dorsey laid it up.
Nice again. What a great pass from Reggie Kirk to his mate Tony Dorsey, and a great reverse by Dorsey for the 2.
Ball is with Larrick. Michael New has it. New gets it off, is good for 2.
Birmingham that time was just standing. They're standing defensively. If Michael New gets that kind of look, he's going to score that basket all day.
Foul is called on Larrick as Dorsey exploded down the floor.
Well, I don't know about that one there. I mean, Brett Larrick's got a little cause for concern there. Dorsey lowered that shoulder. If we get a replay of it, I'm not sure if we got one coming.
I think he went to cross him. I think that's maybe what they call.
Well, I always think that the guy that creates contact should be the guy with the foul, but in that case, it was only Brett's first, so not too dangerous players for the Giants.
Haslam posting up on Danny Craven. Tough play, Chris Haslam.
Great basket there by Chris Haslam. We said he needs to become an offensive impact in this game, and right away in the second half, Mike Finger isolates him low, and they go to it.
Churchwell drives, pulls up, doesn't get there. Michael New is good.
Great offensive rebound by Michael New. He grabbed that, he snatched it over there, I believe, with one hand. Watch this rebound. Yes, great one-hand rebound. Back reverse is under. No Birmingham defender in the area.
Dorsey! Wow, he was about to throw that one down. Danny Craven came over. Woo! And Dorsey's talking to Craven. That's foul number 4 on Danny.
Definitely a problem there for the Giants, that fourth foul, because Danny, I don't know, but that's a pretty good block there. You get up like that and get a lot of basketball like Danny got. I thought that was very athletic, very skillful, and a great move. Unfortunately, the official saw it as a foul, and that's going to take the great young English center, Danny Craven, out of the game for a while.
Dorsey fails to get number 1. Gets the second one. Let's talk about fouls for a second. We've got Nigel Lloyd and H.L. Coleman on 3. Now we've got Craven on 4, Tresvant on 3. How big a problem would that be, first of all, for the Birmingham Bullets?
I think they got the bigger problem because you got 2 very important offensive players with big foul trouble, 3 fouls. They've got to be very careful. And I'll tell you what we've seen so far. McLaughlin hits a layup there. Birmingham hasn't played a lot of defense at the start of this second half, and I think that's because of the foul trouble they're in.
Nice shake and bake by Dorsey, who's coming up with the ball. Ronnie Baker, 3-on-2. Baker, Nigel Lloyd living dangerous. Ronnie Baker gets it down low to McLaughlin, comes back out, and Baker will reset for the Manchester Giants. We are tied at 49.
And Birmingham's playing man-to-man defense.
Baker doesn't get there. Nigel Lloyd pulls it in.
Bake's got to take that shot. He came off a little pick and roll. Nigel left him open. Got to shoot it. Just got to make it.
Dorsey, look at the distance. What a play, Tony Dorsey. Oh, baby. See the distance he traveled in the air. Oh, even Dorsey liked that one. He smiled.
Tony Dorsey's kind of like the Dominique Wilkins of British basketball. They used to call Dominique Wilkins the human highlight film. How many times can you make a highlight film of Tony Dorsey going to the basket, scoring, drawing fouls, and making three-point plays? Big play by Tony Dorsey. British basketball's human highlight film. Gets the extra 1. Now we got us a 3-point ball game. Bullets in the lead. I told you he was going to start making some free throws, Mike. Ronnie Baker on the ball. Ooh, Ronnie nearly took an extra step there. Dangerous pass, too, there. That really lob pass could have been picked off by the Bullets. Lucky that it wasn't. Churchwell comes around the screens, pops it back out to Larrick for 3. Doesn't get there. Churchwell can't put it away, but Steve McLaughlin does. For the second time in this game, Steve McLaughlin has come to get an offensive rebound and a stick back. 4 points for McLaughlin. Reggie Kirk for a killer 3. What a play. We have an interesting stat for you coming back now. Take a look at the 7 offensive boards by Birmingham, yet to score off any one of them. Well, I think that's a misleading stat, because when Birmingham get offensive rebounds, they tend to kick them back outside for 3s. Manchester's offensive rebounds have been layups and easy 2 points. But the 3s haven't gone down then. Oh, what a play by Reggie, doesn't get there. Foul is called on HL, that's number 4. Oh, now that is, again, we said these guys are going to be in serious foul trouble here. Fab Flanoy is going to have to step in here and give them some more offense. H.L. Coleman still waiting to score his first point in this ball game. Well, the irony of that is that he has been a big offensive factor for the Birmingham Bullets all season long. He's a guy that they've looked to for offense. Tonight they need to get some from him. So far they haven't been able to. We got something. We had 6 players on the floor. Clive Allen was trying to get in. Substitution. There's H.L. Coleman, played 17 minutes, no points, and 4 fouls. Chris Haslam goes out. Jimmy Brandon's got a little bit of a complaint over here, and I think he's right. He's going to let it go, but he's complaining to the officials that the Bullets had 6 players on the floor and play was coming up the floor. Why isn't that a technical foul? It should be, but I think in the essence of trying to make sure they keep the game as fair as possible, the officials chalked that one up to a mistake by the table.
Larrick has it. Clive Allen, we're told, did not actually step onto the court, so it was never, ever 6 players. Dorsey with a big rebound by Clive, and Nigel Lloyd has the ball. It's a 2-point ball game. Bullets with the lead. Remember, in the final Manchester game of the regular season, they played against the Bullets at the NEC, and Manchester defeated by 2 points. Fab Flournoy gets the drop.
And that was a jump shot by Fab. We said he usually shoots about 4-footers. He hit that one from about 15. He has really come to give something to this team tonight.
Churchwell for 3's long. Rebound Fab. Fab breaks out. Yeah, that's too long, Fab. Way too long.
Well,
Fab turns, apologizes to Reggie Kirk, and Nigel Lloyd goes over to him, says, take it easy, Fab, take it easy.
He's very excited because he's an intense player. That intensity's given him 10 points tonight and some big rebounds for the Bullets.
Larrick has the ball. Bullets in that zone defense. Larrick gets it out to Baker. Baker thought about putting it up. Churchwell has it to Larrick. Larrick goes left, works into the middle. Baker for 3. It's good!
Great, again, that play was set up by great ball movement by the Manchester Giants. Robert Churchwell kicked it to Larrick. He penetrated and kicked it to Bake for the 3.
Dorsey, shake and bake, funky. Fab gets the 2. Wow!
He is just everywhere tonight, living up to his name at this stage. Fabulous Flournoy with a fabulous performance.
Has 12 points personal on 6 for 7 from the floor. Tough defense by Fab. Can't stop Churchwell. Fab has the ball. Fab inside. Oh, tough. That was a nice offense. Fab had Reggie coming in on the wing. Reggie was about to throw it down. Foul called on Robert Churchwell. That's number 2.
Great penetration here. Great attack basketball. There you see Fab penetrating into the paint. Dishes it off to Reggie Kirk. Kirk goes to the layup. Draws the foul.
John Tresvant is coming back into the ball game. Tresvant been on the bench for a while. Has 3 fouls. Still waiting for his first point in this one. Only played about 3 minutes so far.
Steve McLaughlin goes out for the Giants with 6 points, but all 6 of his have been big points for the Giants in this game tonight. So again, now John Tresvant brings them some defensive intensity, some rebounding, and if Trez gets active against that zone, he could give them some offensive rebounding and maybe some putbacks.
Reggie misses them both. Trez with the big defensive board. And boy, this is poor free throw shooting. They are a 71% free throw shooting team. Tonight they are down to 53.
I tell you what we're seeing tonight again, a little bit, I think, when you miss free throws, sometimes it's mental. And I think we're seeing the Bullets go to the free throw line. Tough game, their backs are against the wall. Great replay here. Michael New, another big offensive rebound. He gets hammered in there by Fabulous Flournoy. Giants get the ball out of bounds. I was saying, I think the Bullets have put so much pressure on themselves that free throws are becoming tough to make.
Nice drive. Tough defense by Fab Flournoy. Woo, he came from nowhere.
Brett Larrick is sitting on the baseline there giving Keith Bruce a look as what do I got to do to get fouled. He went to the basket, drove, pulled up for a nice jumper, got bumped a little bit there, certainly thought he should have been fouled. Mr. Bruce said no.
1 point ball game, Bullets with the lead. Tell me a little bit about this Saturday night game, Coach. Last year, Dorsey couldn't get there. Who's got the ball? Churchwell to Baker. Still Baker. Will look for Larrick, will he? No, he doesn't get there. Now Nigel Lloyd, will he look to go all the way? Nice shake and bake. Long, Tresvant with the ball. Ugly session again.
Yeah,
ugly.
this is end-to-end basketball, though. Bam!
Ronnie Baker knocks down a big three for a 2-point lead for the Giants.
Ronnie Baker just looked over here to me and he gave me a little nod. He said, Coach, we're going to be there tomorrow. And I tell you, if there's any way that Ronnie Baker can carry these Giants on his 5'8" frame, he will.
Tell me a little bit about the intensity of the Saturday night game. Last year you had a big one against the Chester Jets. Reggie doesn't get there.
You come in here, Michael, Saturday night, and you know it's do or die. It's no good to be here on Saturday and not be here on Sunday.
Larrick shorts. Tresvant with a little push, make that number 4.
I'd like to get a replay on this one if we could. See if we've got a Sky Sports great camera replay here. John Tresvant gets caught for an offensive foul. Let's take a look at this from above. What a great angle of the picture here. There's Trez coming in, little bit of a push there, but I don't know. Clive Allen gets away with that a lot on the other end, so I think that's a really tight call to make in a championship semifinal.
Jim Brandon taking out Tresvant, putting back Jason Swain.
Brandon
probably gain a little bit on offense, but Swaney, of course, probably not as good a defensive player as Tresvant.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's ironic now about Jim Brandon's lineup out there now. He's got a 4-guard offense. Ronnie Baker at the point. Jason Swain is now the 2-guard for the Giants. Brett Larrick is the 3-guard. Robert Churchwell is now playing the power forward, but Church is really a guard. So the Giants now have a 4-guard offense. Let's see how that affects them.
Ronnie Baker has the ball. 2-point ball game. Less than 3 minutes left to play in the third. You're looking at the Budweiser Championships, Wembley 98. It's the Final 4, and game 2 yet to come. Churchwell doesn't get there. Tough defense by Clive Allen. Great defense by Clive.
Jimmy Brandon is screaming over there that it should be a foul on the play, and I think Robert Churchwell thought so as well, but the officials didn't, and the Bullets have a chance to tie.
Nigel Lloyd has it to Reggie Kirk. Reggie, little shaken, bake. Reggie backing his man in. Reggie gets it to Fab. Fab pops it back out. Shot clock is at 6. Dorsey is fouled hard by Churchwell.
I believe that's Churchwell's 3rd foul. And you see Robert Churchwell there, if you can see in that picture, pointing to Keith Bruce at the other end of the floor. He pointed to Trevor Poughton there, saying that, look, I got fouled on the other end, and you're going to call this on this end. I think the players certainly want the contact to be consistent and level.
John Tresvant getting a few words from Coach Jim Brandon. Tresvant has played only 4 minutes in this ball game, picked up 4 fouls.
John Tresvant leading a little bit of his veteran experience. You know, he was an assistant coach to Mike Hanks with the Manchester Giants for a bit as well. So John Tresvant's played many years of British basketball now, great veteran, and even if he's not on court, he can give something to your team with positive leadership from the bench.
Dorsey gets the first 2, remember, at the line for 3. Dorsey for the 3rd. Gets there. 3 in a row for Dorsey. Free throw percentage still only 50% for the Bullets. Make that up to 52 now, 11 for 21. They have been to the line 21 times tonight.
They do a great job of drawing fouls, though, especially guys like Tony Dorsey.
Ball is with Baker. Baker for the 3, way long, way long. Now Dorsey advances for the Bullets. Reggie Kirk has it. Bullets lead this one by 1. Reggie, little shake and bake through the leg. Reggie gets bumped, doesn't get there. Clive Allen is good. Clive kind of deserved the whistle there as well.
I take good offensive rebound there, though, by Clive Allen, and a good no call by the official. I mean, on the other end of the floor, that's the same play that Robert Churchwell was complaining he didn't get the call for.
Michael New cleared Clive out of there.
Got to go inside to Michael New. He is a great offensive player within 6-8 feet of the basket, and I don't think Clive Allen can stop him. So if I'm Manchester, I got to keep going to Michael New.
This is Reggie Kirk on the post. Reggie gets into the middle. That's too pretty for words.
Well, you see now you've got a big guard.
Oh, steal by Nigel Lloyd. Dorsey has the ball. Dorsey back to Nigel. Nigel for 3! What a session of play for the Bullets.
Big turnaround there in about 30 seconds time. This game has gone from a 1-point game to a 6-point game.
I think he was given that ball, my goodness. But a clever play, you know, is the Dorsey and Nigel show. How many times do we say that? Wow. 7 for 18 from the three-point line.
Well, I don't think they've shot enough tonight. You know, they usually shoot about 40 threes a game. So I think the fourth quarter, we're going to see them put up a lot.
Now the Bullets fans and the bench making a lot of noise. They're up on their feet. Biggest lead is that 69-63. They did lead by 8 some time ago, but since then, it's been a long time since they had a decent lead. Michael New is short, rebound Fab. And 27 left on the shot clock as we go to the break between the third and the fourth.
In this third quarter, Mike, the Manchester Giants have settled for jump shots. They have not taken the ball to the basket aggressively enough. And another interesting fact, I don't think the Giants shot a free throw in the entire third quarter.
Game clock is at 9. Reggie Kirk drives, gives it up to Fab, gets a whistle on Steve McLaughlin. Fab nearly got the and one. He was up there throwing it down, but McLaughlin with the foul. Fab will go to the line for 2. Nice drive by Reggie Kirk.
We said at the half that even though the Bullets were in foul trouble, that they were going to play a lot of that zone, they were going to slough off, they were not going to foul people. In this third quarter, the Bullets have committed only 2 fouls. The Giants have got no free throws.
Mike Finger taking no chances yet, takes Nigel Lloyd out of the ball game. Just 4 seconds left. The Bullets have 2 fouls to give.
Well, you remember, though, if you'd have left him out there, the last time he did that with 7 seconds to go, he fouled Ronnie Baker.
Fab gets the first, so Bullets here, I would think, would just use these 2 fouls.
This has been a really critical stage in the last minute of this quarter where Birmingham has opened up this gap. A lot of it was done early in the quarter from the free throw line. They come back and they finish the quarter at the free throw line.
Ronnie Baker has the ball. 2 seconds, 1 second. Baker is good! Another buzzer beater by the star guard for the Manchester Giants, Ronnie Baker. But Mike Finger very happy with his guy's performance in that third quarter. 71 points to the Birmingham Bullets, 65 to the Manchester Giants. The Sunday championship game is what we're playing for. Who's going to get there? Find out after this. Numbers. Here we go. First of all, let's take a look at the shooting percentages, etc. And you know, Bullets working up now. It's still the free throw shooting is the problem for the Bullets.
Well, it may be a problem, but they've still made more because they've shot so many more. They haven't made enough of them to be successful, but they've shot 23 free throws to the Giants' only 11.
Let's take a look at what's happening on the boards. And here we got a situation, 30-29, all very close. A lot of help from the bench of the Bullets, a lot of that down to Fab Flournoy.
Absolutely. Fabulous Flournoy is having a great game so far and doing a great job replacing H.L. Coleman.
And let's take a look at the leadometer. As you can see, it's been a whole lot of time. It's been about the Bullets. Just 3 leads for the Manchester Giants.
Mike, you look at that leadometer, and the Bullets have led most of the night, but at the end of the day, the Giants only want to be leading for 1 moment at the end of the game.
Okay, this is it, the start of the fourth. The jumps Churchwell versus Flournoy. Churchwell gets the tip, but Reggie steals the ball.
Danny Craven back in the game for the Giants as well, so the Giants probably have their best lineup on the floor to start this fourth quarter.
Well, that's the lineup they started this ball game with, if my memory serves me right. Dorsey gets his man out of there and then knocks down a nice 2.
Tony Dorsey and Nigel Lloyd are going to now try to take this thing on their back. Great turnaround. There's no way Brett Larrick can defend Tony Dorsey that close to the basket.
I mentioned it way back, the mismatch, and you see it when they're next to each other. You know, Dorsey is so strong, jumps so high.
Mike, as we see this 8-point game opened up by the Bullets, I said it a moment ago, and here's the statistic that's very important. In the third quarter, the Giants did not shoot a single free throw, while the Bullets were 7 for 12 at the line.
Baker doesn't get there. Boy, Clive Allen took a hit there. Baker going right down the middle.
Coaches always say, you know, it takes free throws to win games. Here's a pick and roll. Danny Craven sets the screen. Baker might have been guilty of an offensive foul there on Clive Allen. And I think Jimmy Brandon is arguing about something, saying Baker was fouled, but I think Clive Allen was standing pretty stationary when Baker hit him.
You know, I don't know how Clive Allen keeps going. This guy is the oldest player in the Budweiser League. Only just older than Nigel Lloyd, but the oldest.
And he is a rock.
Oh, Fab! What a pass by Dorsey! And the Bullets fans are up and partying. Fab Flournoy throws down a big one. Great pass by Dorsey.
Great pass. Team basketball, ball movement for an easy shot.
Churchwell across the paint. Oh, that's a gorgeous play.
Great two-man basketball there between Ronnie Baker and Robert Churchwell. Here's Baker feeding Churchwell. Isolated down low. Great move by Robert Churchwell. 75 to 67, 8:35 left to play in regulation. Nigel Lloyd has the ball. Dorsey again. The double team comes. Reggie for three. Doesn't get there. Baker with the rebound. And here come the Giants again. Baker for three. Is good! And now it's the Manchester Giants fans who are up and partying. Ronnie Baker right now is on 20 points. Leading scorer for the Manchester Giants and chasing Tony Dorsey.
And a steal. Who's going to come up with this? It's going to be Baker. Baker has Michael New. And New jams the two.
You see Michael New, a little symbol there. Oh, Nigel Lloyd and Ronnie Baker getting into it here. I think they're both trying to see who does each other's hair.
Whoa. Whoa, look at this. Look at this. Nigel Lloyd and Ronnie Baker, two of the best guards in British basketball, going head-to-head in every sense of the word.
Hey, 1 minute ago, we had a 10-point Birmingham Bullet lead. A minute later, it's a 3-point game with 7:43 to play. Anything can happen at Wembley.
Absolutely. And here's Dorsey again on the post. Dorsey again finds Fab, and Fab completes the play, just like last time down.
Manchester's got to do a better job of cutting off that baseline passing.
The problem is, if you're going to go with the help, to help whoever's guarding Dorsey, then you got a problem. Hey, this has moved up. This has moved up.
You asked me what kind of game I thought this would be, and I said a high-octane basketball game, and that's what we're getting. Great offensive individual performances on both ends.
Dorsey coming again on the post. This time they go to Reggie Kirk. Fab has it. Should go back for Reggie. Here is Nigel Lloyd to Dorsey. And Dorsey in the paint. Dorsey with the spin move. Doesn't get there. Rebound Michael New. Foul is called, I think, on Clive Allen. Dorsey feels the calls are all going Manchester's way. Still to come a little bit later on, the second semi-final of these Budweiser Championships will be the London Towers versus the Thames Valley Tigers. Billy, I got to ask you this. What's it like not being here with the team?
You know, it's fun working with the television cameras and you, but I'd much rather be sitting over there coaching my team right now.
Fab Flournoy working on Churchwell. That should be a Bullets ball. Yeah, tough defense. You know, I have to say, it's something I've been thinking about for a while. I think the team that wins the championship should be here as a matter of right.
I don't know.
I do.
I don't know.
Hey, this ain't nothing about you, Billy. It ain't nothing about you.
I will say that at the end of the day, it sort of defeats the purpose of the system. But I tell you what I think, is I think it's been such a great postseason. You look at 3 of the top 4 seeds didn't get here. I think what you should have is I think we should move to the NBA and go with series of games. You know, we had a 3-game series in the quarterfinals.
Hey, Billy, I don't want to be in your face, Billy. You're the man who's been telling me for years that you don't want the away game to be the first game.
No,
now, you've been saying, hold on there, Billy. Hold on there, Billy. You won the away game at Manchester. You lost the 2 at home.
Absolutely. I don't like the format of it, even though we won that one. But I still think it'd be great to have semifinal series and championship series.
Reggie for 3 doesn't get there. Offensive ball by Dorsey. And a steal. Churchwell has the ball. No, he doesn't.
Ronnie Baker, great steal. Just led him just a little too much there.
Now Nigel Lloyd advances the ball for the Bullets. Let's see who's going to take control. It's a 3-point ball game. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in regulation. Fab gets it to Clive Allen, and nearly a steal. Nearly a steal. Nigel Lloyd goes over to Clive Allen. Clive says it's my fault. Nigel saying put the ball in the air, away from Ronnie Baker.
Look at the numbers we've got from the littlest man in British basketball. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, a heart as big as Wembley Arena. What a night so far for Ronnie Baker.
Reggie Kirk on the ball. Shot clock is at 3. Nigel Lloyd. Oh my goodness! Shot clock was running down. Nigel just spins, puts it up. Take a look at this. Oh, we don't get a great shot of Nigel there. Dorsey on the ball. Dorsey is fouled by Ronnie Baker, and Dorsey was real mad.
The only guy in this country that can get away with what just happened offensively on this end with Nigel Lloyd, before that replay there, is Nigel Lloyd. He's the only guy I know that can always put up some kind of shot as the shot clock's running down and make big baskets.
Timeout has been called. There's Nigel Lloyd. We're going to go down and take a listen to what Coach Mike Finger is going to say to the Birmingham Bullets.
Shooting right now? No, inline. Where at? Side. Okay, listen. It's sideline ball. Okay? I want to go triangle with Tony in the weak side. Nigel on top. And Reggie in the corner. Okay? Fab taking it out. You're in the block. You're in the block. Okay? Now, on defense. On defense. Whether we make it or miss it, on one possession of 2-3. After that, we're back to man-to-man. One possession of 2-3. And then back to man-to-man, and don't let him catch it. Let's go, gang. Come on.
Tell me about that defensive plan by Mike Finger.
Well, first off, he started with the out-of-bounds possession here. They're going to run a triangle play on the out-of-bounds play here and try to get a score off the out-of-bounds play. He said, make it or miss it, though. We're going to go one possession of 2-3 zone. And I think what he's trying to do there is get Manchester to take a bad shot quickly. And if whatever happens, whether Manchester make it or don't make it, then he's going to go back to man-to-man and try to make sure that Robert Churchwell doesn't get his hands on the ball.
The other thing that does, of course, is that the opponents don't know which defense they're using. If you mix it up, it does cause extra problems. Reggie drives, then comes back. Now Nigel Lloyd has it. Nigel Lloyd, of course, won a championship with the Bullets 2 years ago. Great night for the organization here on the Wembley floor. Nigel doesn't get there. Fab pulls it in. Fab still has it. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Danny Craven comes up with the ball. And here comes Baker. Tresvant gets ahead of the play. Manchester have not yet been to the free throw line in the second half of this ball game.
And Birmingham has only committed 3 fouls in 15 minutes of second half basketball.
Larrick on the ball, back to Baker. Baker takes the 3 and is way short.
Even though Manchester have made a few big threes, it's their willingness to shoot the jump shot, though, that has helped Birmingham not foul them. Manchester really haven't taken the ball to the basket enough aggressively like they did in the first half.
This is Dorsey on the ball. Tresvant, of course, has 4 fouls. Will have to be careful. Fab works inside, gets it to Dorsey for 3, doesn't get there. Clive Allen pulls down a big board, gets it back to Dorsey. Nigel Lloyd doesn't take the 3, and they have a new 30, so they reset. Reggie, doesn't get there. Who's got the ball? Jump ball. Reggie Kirk and John Tresvant, I think. Now they're gonna say Michael New. Jim Brandon, I mentioned this earlier, this is his 4th year. Every year he's been a coach in our game. He's come to the Final Four, but he has not made it to the Sunday game.
Well, it's one game here, and sometimes people say, what does it mean? Well, it doesn't mean an awful lot except getting your team ready for that one game. To win the Wembley Championships, all you got to win is 4 games at the end of the season. Getting here, you got to win 2. Then to get to the final, you got to win a 3rd one. Jimmy Brandon's got a great record in British basketball, a very high winning percentage with those Sheffield Sharks, and I'm sure he would have liked to have made some finals, and maybe he will tonight.
They're saying the jump ball is Michael New. I thought it was Tresvant, but of course the officials make the decision. Michael New went to the bench and was replaced by Churchwell. That is not allowed to happen. So it's going to be Michael New coming back in to jump the ball against Reggie Kirk.
I tell you what, with that graphic that we were just looking at about Jimmy, no matter who wins this game tonight, it'll be their first appearance in the final, because Mike Finger's never been to a final either.
Absolutely. First appearance for the coach. Now, the rookie coaches have had a great year. Of course, you spoiled it, but there you go. And Nigel Lloyd has the ball. Of course, we'll be seeing one of those rookie coaches, Paul James, got his first trophy, won the National Cup final.
Well, the Thames Valley Tigers in our second game coming up against the Towers are the only team of the 4 here that has won any silverware.
It is Reggie Kirk. What a play, Reggie Kirk. Oh boy, that was Jordan-esque.
Hey, that was a big turnaround jump shot and a big basket, because we're under 4 minutes now and the Bullets lead by 7.
Ronnie Baker has it to Swain. Jason Swain needs to get going in this one. Baker thought about the three, gets it to Tresvant, and it's back with Swain. Swain looks to go baseline and runs it out of play.
You're down 7 points with 3:21 left to play in this quarter. You've got to get the ball to Robert Churchwell. Churchwell is your best offensive player on the season. He's had a great game tonight so far, but he's got to get the ball in his hands to make something happen in these last few minutes.
Birmingham Bullets, one of the best teams in the Budweiser League at protecting a lead. Dorsey has the ball. Dorsey off the glass, doesn't get there. Fab doesn't come down with it. Who's coming down with it? Ronnie Baker with a big play to Tresvant. Tresvant throws it down for 2.
Once again, you can't say it enough, but Ronnie Baker outworking 9 other players on the basketball floor to get the ball and get the easy dunk for John Tresvant.
John Tresvant has his first points, has played only 8 points, has been in foul trouble from the very early stages of this ball game, but coming up with a truly big play and raising the roof as well.
Just under 3 minutes to play. Jimmy Brandon has got experienced players in Baker and Tresvant. Baker and Tresvant helped me take the Leopards to the final last year. They've been in this situation. They went to overtime last year in the semifinal and pulled it out. I think that's why Jimmy Brandon's got him on the floor.
Oh, what a spin move! What a spin move by Reggie Kirk on a nice pass by Nigel Lloyd. Gets a big 2 points. Tresvant is good. No, he's not. In and out. Oh, what a play by Dorsey. Oh, my goodness.
Just great effort there that results in a good play. Tony Dorsey works very hard here to go after this offensive rebound. He throws the ball back in off one of the Manchester Giants. Tresvant misses a shot there, in and out. Churchwell tries. Dorsey throws it back in off Churchwell, and the Bullets have it.
Nigel Lloyd only just getting it over the halfway line. Will look to run a good few seconds off the shot clock. Coming down on 2 minutes left to play. 83 points to 76. Nigel has it. Reggie comes. There's Brett Larrick. Let's see what we got. Offensive foul! Whoa, Dorsey and Tresvant getting close. Offensive foul.
Less than 2 minutes to play with a 7-point lead, though. I tell you one thing we're going to have to see. Are the Manchester Giants going to try to take the ball to the basket and get quick scores going to the bucket? Or are they going to settle for 3-point jump shots?
1 minute 55 left to play. We're seeing a whole lot of ball in this one. Who's going to win it?
Right now, I picked the Giants, but unless they go to the basket quickly or hit some big threes, it looks like the Bullets have done the job.
Larrick works inside. Doesn't get there. They say foul on Reggie Kirk.
Now, you see, this is what we've been saying the whole second half. These are going to be the first free throws in 18 minutes of basketball for the Manchester Giants. You can't win big games, Mike, without shooting free throws.
Mike Finger calls a timeout. There's Coach Jimmy Brandon. Brandon's feeling good. You can see that in his actions. He is feeling good. When we come back, we'll be going to the line. We're going to go down and take a listen to what Coach Mike Finger's going to say. There are the Bullets fans, and they look happy with the way things are going in this championship semifinal.
Okay, first of all, be ready for the press. So you're taking it out in the press break, okay? So get in the press break if they're gonna press, all right? Coming down here, we're running motion, but we gotta have lots of screens. We're taking the first good shot, okay? We're not sitting on it. We're attacking, okay? Coming back down here, we're in man-to-man, okay?
Beat the pass, so they want to shoot the gap. Be slow with the ball.
They are, exact. You got to be strong with it right now. And go meet every pass. They're not calling fouls if you haven't figured that out. You got to go strong. Let's go, boys. Right now.
Go on, Billy, tell me about that one.
Well, I think what he said, the best thing he told him in that entire timeout was we're taking the first good shot. We're not sitting on the basketball, we're still attacking. And I think sometimes you have a 7-point lead with under 2 to play, you get a bit tentative, and you try not to lose the game as opposed to trying to win it. He just told him in that timeout, let's go out there and win this thing, take the first good shot you get, attack the basket.
Well, Brett has been kind of quiet, and this one has only 7 points. One of the bona fide three-point shooters in our league has got only 1 3-pointer here tonight. Gets the first of the free throws. You know, in game 2, Larrick was awesome. Did he get 7 against you?
Oh, I thought it was more like 20.
It felt like it.
I tell you, every time he released the basketball, it looked like a rainbow, and the rainbow was a pot of gold for the Giants.
Larrick gets them both. That's good, considering they haven't been there very often.
They've only missed 1 free throw tonight. If they would have got a few more free throws, they might be in position to win the game.
Fab to Reggie. Reggie misses the layup. Thought he was fouled, but they're arguing with the officials, and Ronnie Baker nearly knocks down the 3. Will take it again, and doesn't get there. Nigel Lloyd pulls it in. Lloyd was fouled at least 3 times. Dorsey has the ball, should get it back. Oh. Ooh.
Big possession there by the Giants. They came up with some good shots, but they came away with no points. Sometimes you're quick to shoot the 3 when you're down, but a quick 2 points would have been just as good.
Reggie into Fab. Fab brings it back out. Nigel has it. Shot clock is at 4. Shot clock at 3. Nigel. Oh, baby!
Play of the game. Play of the game.
Oh, my goodness. Larrick does get the 2. What a play by Nigel Lloyd with the shot clock at about 3 seconds. Dorsey's fouled by Michael New. There are 40 seconds left. Dorsey, they have fouls to give. They have fouls to give. They have fouls to give. What a section of play. But the Bullets look to be holding on to this one. Timeout has been called by Jimmy Brandon. Let's talk about this. This has been a great semifinal.
Unbelievable. It's been back and forth, good basketball, and veteran good decisions. Nigel Lloyd tonight has made plays that show everybody in England why he's one of the all-time great players to take the hardwood in this country.
Let's take another look at this. Oh, we're going to take a look at it in a minute, we hope. 86 points to the Bullets. 80 points to the Manchester Giants. When we come back, remember 40 seconds left to play. When we come back, Bullets will have the ball on the sideline. Nigel Lloyd's numbers tonight: 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Well, the big stat for him has been he's 3 for 9 from behind the arc, and those three-pointers that he's made. Here comes the play again as they penetrate, they kick, they throw it back out. Trez Vance in good defensive position, hand in Nigel Lloyd's face, and I think you got to call Nigel there radar. There's no way he saw the basket with Trez Vance's hand in his face.
But the last time he did that with 1 second on the shot clock, kind of the same position, turned around, put it up, knocked it down.
Nobody in this country does it better than Nigel Lloyd. You know, the theme song for Nigel is nobody does it better. And at the end of the shot clock, he's the best in the business.
The Bullets came into this one because, of course, the Greater London Leopards didn't make it. Bullets came into this one the #1 seeds. The bookie says Bullets were favorites to win this by 7. They're at 6 now with Dorsey coming for the sideline ball, so they could still get it to 7. They put together a great game plan here tonight.
Well, I tell you what's funny about this. This shows you how good the game has become in England. This is the 8th seeded team from the regular season who have beaten the #1 seed and have taken the #2 seed right to the wire.
They call the whistle on Ronnie Baker. Ronnie just trying to stop the clock.
Mike, does that not show, you know, how really competitive British basketball has become in the Budweiser League?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. We've seen the development over the past couple of years, and it really is at its peak at the moment. No doubt about it. Ball to come in from the sideline. 37 seconds left to play. Nigel Lloyd has the ball. Is taken down by Ronnie Baker. This is all, Nigel's in trouble. You know, very earlier we mentioned that he took a knock to the knee. We think he may have twisted the knee. And Ronnie Baker just apologized to Nigel. It's nothing personal.
No.
Ronnie just wants to stop the clock.
At this point in time, not only stop the clock, but you want to put them on the line, and hopefully they'll miss free throws. Birmingham have not done a good job at the line tonight. If Birmingham miss free throws, Manchester then will have a chance to come down, and they've got all their three-point shooters on the court. Now you're going to see Jason Swain, Brett Larrick, Ronnie Baker, or Robert Churchwell fire up a three.
Billy, tell me, what is it about this Manchester outfit? Since the start of the Budweiser League, they have not won a championship, been to so many finals, still have not yet won a championship.
I just tell you, it's not about the Manchester outfit. I just think that's how good basketball is in this country. You can have a great organization and a great team, and you still might not come away with silverware.
But 8 years, they came here, you know, they've had great teams up there. They had Mark Robinson for 3 years. Trevor Gordon was up there for so long. Tresvant, of course, is back there now. What wasn't there before.
But you know, there's a really fine line. Look at the job the Birmingham Bullets have done this year. And if they don't win the final tomorrow, they're going to come away with no silverware, and they've had a great season. It's unfortunate. I think it's absolutely unfortunate that success is measured in silverware. Many times, I'm sure the Manchester Giants had successful campaigns, just didn't come away with the silverware, and all of a sudden they weren't successful.
Nigel Lloyd missed them both. 30 seconds left to play, 7-point ball game. Larrick trying to cut it to 4, doesn't. Dorsey pulls it in, and 3 guys go and lay a little mugging on him. Dorsey will go to the line, 21 seconds left to play. Bullets fans are celebrating.
The fat lady can start singing. I think the Bullets have a right to celebrate. Manchester pushed them to the wire, and in the third quarter, which was the decisive quarter, the Bullets drew fouls, made free throws, and the Bullets will be in the final tomorrow.
Bullets #1 seeds. They missed winning the Budweiser League by the fact that they lost 1 game against They lost 2 games.
They lost 2 games.
2 games, the deciding game.
They lost 2 games, and losing both of those games, they lost the league. But at the end of the day, you can't take anything away from the job that Mike Finger and his Bullets, veterans and rookies, have done this season.
Tough defense by the Bullets, and it's all over. Nigel has it. Nigel with the layup. There it is. 9 seconds left to play. It's out to an 11-point ball game. Ronnie Baker will put it up for a 3. Doesn't get there. Reggie Kirk pulls it down. The Bullets are into the final. The Bullets advance to the championship game for the 2nd time in 3 years. There is Coach Jimmy Brandon. Unfortunately, that record goes on. 4 championships in a row. 3 with the Sheffield Sharks, 1 with the Manchester Giants. Never able to advance outside of the Saturday sequence. Will not go to the final game, the championship game tomorrow. There are the players congratulating each other, and the Bullets, who, as I mentioned earlier, missed the championship by a whisker. The Budweiser League are here and in the championship final. Who will they face? Will it be the London Towers, or will it be the Thames Valley Tigers? Let's go down and join Suzanne Dando, who's talking to the Bullets captain, Nigel Lloyd.
Thank you very much, Mike. Nigel, would I be right in saying that you might have been a little bit worried on 3 fouls in the first quarter?
Yeah, we were panicking. The game was being called really tight, and you know, they played well. They played within their strength to get to me and make me in foul trouble and hurt our team, but the fellas came through for us, and we held together and we pulled it out.
Now, Ronnie Baker, we all know how quick he is, and he is quick out there. Would that have been one of the problems that contributed to your fouls?
Yes, very much one of the problems. Rodney's an excellent player. I mean, he's an England player. He's a top player in the league, and to contain him for 40 minutes was going to be trouble for me without foul trouble. So all the credit to him. They played well. I understand.
Now, what went on in the dressing room at halftime? Because something was obviously said about the fouls, because they didn't get to the free throw line bar 1 time in the second half.
Well, we realized with all the foul trouble we had, we still were able to maintain a 1-point lead. And we thought if we can just keep playing a little better without fouling, play better defense and hustle,
we could win the second half. And that's all we were trying to do, was just to win the second half and let the rest take care of itself.
Now, we know that Manchester did so well to get here to the Final Four. Did you expect them to be playing so well, so defensively, so strong inside?
Yeah, Manchester, to me, was a sleeping giant. They had the potential to do what they did all year, and they finally was coming to life. So we knew they were a tough team, and as we play them all season long, they were getting better and better, getting closer to us. So we expected a war on our hands, and they're well supported, a very nice organization, so we didn't expect them to roll over for us tonight.
Well, well done, Nigel. You could have a repeat for 96. We all wish you all the best for tomorrow's final.
I can't say that, but thank you very much.
Well done, Dominic.
So a great night for Nigel Lloyd and for the Birmingham fans. They'll be glad they made the trip down to London to see their Bullets side beat the Manchester Giants in the first of our semi-finals tonight. The second one coming up, remember, the Bullets doing it in the end quite comfortably by 11 points. Billy Mims and Mark Robinson, our guests, of course, for the weekend. And Mark, what did you make of Nigel Lloyd's general contribution? Good as ever.
I mean, I thought Nigel, did, like you said, he was as good as ever. But I think Fab was definitely the man tonight. I think we talked about Michael New having to hit a lot of shots, and he did that. But I don't think we, thought that Fab was going to come in and do what he did.
Billy, you talked about pressure going down the stretch, but Birmingham, when you're under that sort of pressure, you need a man like Lloyd to pull something like this out of the bag.
Well, we say Nigel Lloyd is one of the oldest players in the league, and with that age, he's like a fine wine. He's gotten better with age. He's matured as a player. His skill level has never declined, and nobody in this country does it better at the end of a shot clock than Nigel Lloyd.
I mean, Mark, Billy said he wouldn't have been able to see anything as he was going for the basket there. Trezvan's hand in his face. How difficult is that shot to make?
It's a difficult shot, but Nigel, like Billy said, Nigel's been doing that for years in this country, and I think with this game on the line, and Nigel, I spoke to him earlier during the week, and he said that they haven't won anything, and it was really important for them to win something. And I think they may have a chance of winning the whole thing.
Another player you were impressed with was Reggie Kirk. 22 points for him tonight for Birmingham.
Oh yeah, Kirk was another guy. He had to have a big game, and I think he did have a big game. At times, I don't think they look for Kirk a lot, but here you're going to see where Nigel finds him cutting up underneath the bucket, and he makes a pretty move. I'm thinking he might have got fouled too.
Yeah. Well, it was a good assist and a good basket.
He can't have his hands all over his back and his body like that. He can't do that.
25 points for Tony Dorsey tonight. Reggie Kirk, 22 for him. They're talking to Suzanne Dando courtside.
Thanks very much. Reggie, they were just talking upstairs about that wonderful basket of yours. That must have made you a happy chappy.
I can barely hear you, Suzanne.
They were talking upstairs, Reggie, about your basket.
Okay.
You must have been happy about that one. Oh, lots of them, actually.
Yes, I was happy about everything tonight. I had a pretty good start to hit my first basket, and I wanted to keep rolling. I was a bit tired tonight. Maybe it was just the emotions of the game and everything, and the crowd being here and being on Sky. But we came through. We knew Manchester was going to fight us hard all the way through, and we pulled it out. It was a great team effort. Thank you.
You certainly did. Tony, you started off so strongly, so determined. Manchester looked a little bit nervous with the shots, but they didn't last long. They really got back into this game, didn't they?
Well, Manchester, they're coached by Jimmy Brandon, and he's known as a defensive coach. So they got a lot of big bodies down there, and they like to put their bodies on you. So we knew it was going to be tough, and they made a lot of good shots at the end of the quarters, but we kept our head and we kept our composure, and it carried us through.
One of their tough sides of their game, of course, inside, and they were saying upstairs that if they were allowed to play their inside game, they could possibly beat you. Did that give you problems tonight?
Well, the inside game, they scored a lot of easy buckets inside. I think we had a lot of our big men were in foul trouble. HL and Chris didn't play as much as they usually, and they're big bodies for us, and they take away some of the shot blocking. But we were able to battle through. The guards came down, did a great job scrapping it out, digging the loose balls out. And in the second half, I think we controlled the boards pretty much.
And looking forward to the final tomorrow, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah, as always, looking forward to the finals. We were here a couple of years ago. Now we got to get my man Reggie Kirk one.
I bet you do. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Well, the Birmingham Bullets conceding it was probably more workmanlike than anything, but they've done the job. 91-80 the final score. In terms of the numbers, not probably, Billy, the best numbers Birmingham have posted all season, especially from the free-throw line, but they did enough when it mattered.
Well, not only did they do enough, if you look, they took 3 more three-point attempts. They made 3 more three-point attempts. The 2-point shots, Manchester made more of, but both teams shot them well. But the difference in this entire basketball game is not so much the makes, but the attempts. Birmingham shot 29 free throws in the game, Manchester 13. And of that 13 that the Giants shot, only 2 came in the second half. 2 free throws in 20 minutes, not enough to win a championship game.
Well, let's have a look at the situation on the boards then. And Mark, perhaps you could take us through that.
Well, I mean, what you see on the offensive board, they are rebounding by 5, and on the defensive board, I think Manchester did a good job. But like I said, the turnovers at halftime, I said that could come back to hurt them, and it did. And you look at the bench scoring in terms of what they're used to getting from Coleman and Haslam that they really didn't get tonight, but they got from Flournoy.
One thing, exactly. Fab Flournoy got 18 points, so all but 2 of those bench points for Birmingham coming from him. Certainly a great night for him. Let's have a look at the leadometer. And Birmingham had control for most of the game, although Manchester lived with them for much of it, except, Billy, I suppose, towards the end of that third quarter. They got the advantage and then they kept it.
Well, I said, Birmingham started the third quarter at the free throw line. They finished the third quarter at the free throw line. Manchester didn't shoot a single free throw in that quarter, and that was the difference that gave them the lead, an 8-10 point advantage in that third quarter that they were able to maintain throughout the runs that Manchester put against them in the fourth quarter.
Let's hear what Mike Finger has to say about it all. The Birmingham coach is talking to Suzanne.
Thanks very much, Dominic. First year in British basketball, nearly won the league title. You've had a pretty good year.